We live, baby. Yeah.
All right, and we are back, guys. Did you miss us? Yeah. So, all right. So the next topic is what? Let's talk about the Fresh Prince reunion.
Okay, let's do that.
So, a couple weeks ago, was it? Maybe, maybe a little less. I don't know. But Fresh Prince got together and did their 30-year reunion. It was released to HBO Max exclusively. Um,
Shout out to AT&T. I got that shit for free.
that's what's up. Shout out to my mom because I got that for free because of her. Ooh, shiny. So, everyone, including the first Aunt Viv, was in attendance, and except for James Avery, rest in peace. He died December 31st, 2013. So rest in peace to him. Um,
Facts.
everybody,
Rest in peace, Uncle Phil. For
yeah,
real.
everybody seemed to get along, and Janet Hubert, which is the first Aunt Viv, and Will Smith had a conversation, aired out their grievances, and pretty much had a come to Jesus moment at the end. So, do you have any takeaways from the Fresh Prince reunion?
I have no takeaways from the Fresh Prince reunion. I thought it was actually good. One thing I do hate that and it's just me, in my opinion, is that Will Smith is one of those people that is he's so engulfed into being an actor that a lot of things that you see that him doing nowadays, a lot of times you think it's like unbelievable, but it's actually just him just trying to better himself. And
Mm-hmm.
that was one thing that I hate to say that I took away from Will, but I did. I had to stop myself because I was looking at it like, oh man, he's just doing it because he's trying to, get ratings and boost up this reunion. But then I had to realize about all the shit that like Will just actually like dumps out about his life. Um, and when I thought about that, I was just like, dang, I just have to stop in myself being so typecast by him to think he's just so stereotypical actor trying to make something excuse me, trying to make something to show where he was just actually just being as humble as he could be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So and once I got past that, like I said, I can't hold nothing past the reunion. I thought the reunion was actually dope.
Yeah. I like how they was able to go back on set. They recreated the whole set. Um, I like the story that Will Smith told about how he got the part because even his co-stars didn't know how that came to fruition.
Hmm.
So that was a pretty cool story that he told. Now I did know, but apparently a lot of people didn't know that at the time that Fresh Prince was handed to him, he was in debt.
Yeah,
Um,
I remember that.
yeah, I remember that too. He was like almost 3 million in debt. So that, especially with him not being an actor, that pretty much saved him. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. I like how they told how it really wasn't necessarily a coincidence them tackling issues in the community that we deal with, but with putting it with funny, and putting it with entertainment, but also getting a message across that wasn't by accident, you know.
Right.
And I like that they told how it was not a diverse writers room at all,
Mm-hmm.
but they was able to input when it came time to them going through the lines on set when they would block and stuff like that, and that would be their time to be like, okay, black people don't say this, black people do this, black people do that, black people would never say this, you know what I'm saying? So I like that even though it wasn't a diverse writers room, they were open to listening to the actors, because normally when you're a writer, when you're a director, you just want the people that you employ to just do what they're told. You don't necessarily want no input, but they were open to it. So I appreciate that, which I'm pretty sure that's what made the the show even that much more better, you know. So I appreciated the fact that Will Smith, even though he's the Will Smith now, he was able to humble himself enough, which I don't think he's the type of person that has a big head just off top, but he had to come down to even hear what Janet had to say and to recognize that yes, it could be a successful reunion without her, but it should not occur without her. So I really appreciate that he did that.
All right. All right. Before I get to how dope that was,
Hmm.
I'm just gonna really give a shout out, and I'm gonna give her flowers before she dies. Do y'all did I don't know if y'all really. I'm a scumbag, y'all. Like let's, because I'm gonna get on some shit that y'all probably gonna be like, what? Listen, the first Aunt Viv, did you see how stacked she is? Her legs are phenomenal. Her breasts are still phenomenal. This bitch is in her 60s.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god.
She's a
Like,
lot of people
bro,
been talking about how great she was.
whatever fucking uh I don't even know what to call what she had on. Um, the fucking
The blue dress.
the blue. Okay, we'll call it a blue dress. It looked like something you put on fucking windows. Listen, but even in that though, her titties was still bouncing and them legs was still fire. Oh my god, this lady is 60 plus. I was like, damn, I fuck Aunt Viv. The first Aunt Viv for like the second Aunt Viv. Oh my god, she aged very wrong.
Yeah, she aged like a banana.
Hillary aged very wrong.
She, I don't think she aged very wrong. She definitely aged, but I don't think it was that bad
As far
as
as
the second
being
Anvil. The second Anvil aged like a banana.
second Aunt Viv is still like older. Like she ain't as old as the first Aunt
No,
Viv
she
though.
is. She's older.
She's
She's in her
older.
70s.
She's in
I
her
had to
70s.
Google it. I had to Google it because I was just like, what the hell? She's in her 70s. She's in her early 70s. So she is older than the first Anvil.
Still looks way terrible compared to first Aunt Viv.
Yeah.
First Aunt Viv looked like she still looked for niggas like me on a prowl. You hear me?
But I will say this. The first Aunt Viv is a dancer.
She is.
She's a classically trained
And you
actor
can tell
slash
by them
dancer.
legs she's a
Yeah.
dancer.
So
Them legs was
that
phenomenal.
may play a part. She probably is still active, you know. So that may play a part in why she looks as great as she does.
She looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, Anvia body still cold for
Yeah.
real. Her
Yeah.
titties got a little, they got a way lot bigger, like, but
Yeah.
they still perky ass titty. That's crazy. That bitch didn't have no bra on. She didn't have no bra on. Them titties still perky, and she knew it. That's why she didn't wear no bra. At 60, her titties still perky as fuck, B.
Wow.
That's fuck. I told you I'm a scumbag. I'm watching it. If you watch the reunion right now, or you watch that Red Table Talk, you're gonna be like, damn, he ain't lying. Them titties perky as fuck,
Wow.
B.
The last thing I was looking at was obvious.
Of course you would.
Yeah. Wasn't on my radar. But
They won't mind.
but
Scumbag 100%.
but I mean she did look amazing. A lot of people have been commenting on how great and how preserved she is.
I'm
You
telling you.
know. So it was very entertaining. There was a lot of insight, a lot of things because I was a big fan of the shows. A lot of things I did
I
know.
bet you that pussy open up like a pickle
Oh
jar.
my god. Anyway,
Man, you open up that pickle jar and be like, hey, I bet you that
wow,
pussy open up like a pickle jar, nigga.
wow, that
I
is
just fucked Lindsay up.
auntie.
I just threw
That is
Lindsay way
auntie.
out.
That is auntie.
That's Auntie Viv.
Auntie.
Auntie Viv pussy open up like a pickle
Oh
jar.
god.
That shit go like that's how that shit open up.
Wow. So now that we have concluded that portion of the reunion, um, I just I'm just grateful that we were able to see everyone come together. There was closure with the situation between Will and Janet Hubert, and they got the closure that they needed. Will Smith went on to Red Table Talk. He took over Red Table Talk to discuss specifically the situation between him and Janet Hubert. And he sat down with a therapist who was actually there when him and Janet talked. And so in the Red Table Talk, they showed more of the conversation that he had with her. And um, in his conversation with the therapist, he realized a lot of things that he's done um, has stemmed from his childhood. And it was very insightful. It, it was very insightful for his situation and along with being insightful for anyone that was watching as well. Um, just to realize how much your childhood affects your life and the decisions that you make. Because beknownst to him and unbeknownst to him, a lot of decisions that he made in with that situation with Jenny Hubert and just in life, period, all stemmed from his upbringing. And it was like a realization in his conversation. So I thought that was pretty cool for him to be open and vulnerable and willing to accept what she was telling him and willing to have that conversation filmed with that therapist. Do you have any thoughts in regards to that part?
Yeah, I do. Um, like I said, some things because of how Will Smith's life is, you kind of look at it and you just think a lot of things is out acting. Um, for me, I will say this. Um, I get that he had a therapist. Um, I love that him and the first time Viv got to talking. Um, what I do want to say is, be past and beyond that. uh, to a certain extent, I understood what Will was going through. And if you haven't seen the interview, oh, excuse me, the Red Table Talk, um, Will explained a lot of things about his past. One thing about his past was his mother being abused
by his father.
by his father.
Mhm.
I am a product of my stepfather abusing me and my mother. So I wanted to give Will his flowers and understand where he was coming from with that. My thing was uh, to me it was an excuse. And only reason why I say that is because if you felt like you felt and you felt like you were seeking approval from number one Aunt Viv, like you wanted her to think you were great. Um, you would have tried to do what she asked you to do. And that's just in my opinion. Because I am a child of abuse and I know how I did for my mother. I seen men treat my mother badly, and so I wanted to be the man that didn't treat her badly. So I basically always asked my mother, what does she need? Because I wanted to be there for my mother. For you to shun her like you did, like I'm not saying that um what he did wasn't justifiable or wasn't I guess what's the word I'm looking for? I guess equal to what it is to be a child of abuse and watching your mother getting abused or and seeking approval from that. What I will say is that wasn't how I lived, so I couldn't relate to it. I guess is what I'm saying. I
Mhm.
couldn't relate to it because I was like, shit. Uh, if you felt that way about Aunt Viv, because he was saying, I just wanted her to think I was great.
Mhm.
I feel the same way about my mother, but the
Mhm.
only way I could prove that I was great was to do everything that my mother asked me to do,
But
not
that's
to.
how you handled the situation. He
That's why I said it
handled,
was a different. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
different.
he handled the situation differently. Like the way that he tried to handle it is with laughter, because he said that if he were to entertain them and make them laugh, then his dad will be in a good mood to where he wouldn't feel the rage to want to beat on them.
And I understand. I did the same thing,
So
so I understand that because I did the same shit.
yeah, so
All
he
that
was
they.
looking for the approval of James, from James Avery and from Janet Hubert. He got it from James. He didn't get it from Andrea. So he was trying harder and harder. When he wasn't getting that from her, that's when he was just like, well, fuck you then.
But if you but this is the thing, and maybe it was different for me because
Mm-hmm.
it was my stepfather.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I watched the reunion twice, and he gave James Avery the most praise for when he shot him down, but he shunned first Aunt Viv for shooting him down and telling him he needed to, know what I'm saying, do something else. So my thing was, uh, like I said, maybe it's a difference between me because uh, it was a stepfather who was beating me, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't seek approval from any other man. I think
Mm-hmm.
he seeked more approval from James Avery
Mm-hmm.
than he did um, first on Viv.
Yeah. Because
Because if he truly seeked approval from first on Viv, he would have like
he would have helped her.
he would have helped her.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
would have helped her.
But I feel like when it came to that point, when she needed his help, he was already at the point where he was turning his back on her. He had been at that point because he never got what he needed out of her.
But that's the thing that I don't understand as a
I
child of
think,
abuse.
yeah,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
but
It's
I think
like,
like he eventually got it from James, but never got it from Jenny.
but that's the thing. As a child of abuse, I think that he was just more. I think what he really doesn't want to say
Mm-hmm.
because it'll make him look bad, especially in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
is I didn't give a fuck about a woman's opinion. I was looking for my daddy's approval.
Yeah. Which is possible because if it goes if he's drawing the line back to his childhood, it was to entertain his
His
dad.
dad,
Yeah.
exactly. It was to entertain his dad.
Right.
So he did all that. Like, cause I listened to it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was all, he entertained his dad to make sure it was safe in the house. So
Right.
he wanted a man's approval. He
Right.
didn't give a fuck about his mom's approval or Aunt Viv's approval. He
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure that they were fine, they were okay.
Right.
And so if they buck the system of him being the person that makes it, you know what I'm saying, approve like a cool or all right in the house, that's when he was just like, oh well, fuck you then, because I'm doing this for us.
Yeah.
Instead of asking them like, how do you feel? What do you want? Like, and
Right.
that's the only thing. Only reason why I say that is because, like I said, a lot of people can look at that and be like, oh, I never thought of it that way. But I grew up as a child of abuse,
Mhm.
and I knew what it was to protect my mother.
Yeah.
So, um, if you really wanted to, if you really wanted to protect Aunt Viv, the first Aunt Viv, especially what she was going through, she was pregnant, and they gave her that bullshit ass contract. And for
Mm-hmm.
you to say you thought it would, she wanted it to be Aunt
Mm-hmm.
Viv of Bel Air, and like he
Yeah.
point blank said he agreed with everything she said,
Yeah.
which let us further know that it wasn't about her.
Yeah.
It like it wasn't her trying to do anything. That was just him being ignorant at the time and only seeking the man's approval.
Yeah.
Like he only wanted James Avery approval. To me,
Yeah.
that's my opinion.
Yeah.
He
And
only
then this
wanted
is the
James
thing.
Avery approval.
And then
Even
this
though he
is the
talks about
thing.
how good she was,
Uh-huh.
he didn't give a fuck about that back then.
Right. Because you can kind of tell with the way that they explain how things were. Everybody like interacted with one another except for her. She was going through a lot, and it seemed like nobody ever pulled her to the side and was like, "Are you okay?"
Exactly.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
being a child of abuse, because he knew that being a child of abuse and
Hmm.
seeing his mother getting abused, he should have been the first one, in my opinion,
But
to see, don't know what I'm saying, to see what's going on with our vid.
yes, and I can understand why you would think that now, and which is probably what he's thinking now as well. However, we're talking about a 21-year-old man that got the world basically handed to him at the time. And he's not correlating the two. He's probably not even thinking that he was in an abusive situation. Like nobody probably ever pointed it out to him that that situation that he grew up in was abuse. You know what I'm saying? He just probably was at that point thinking it is what it is. He's not computing the two or anything like that. So with that mindset of a 21-year-old man in that circumstance, he just probably like, oh, Janet Hubert is a bitch. Oh, she don't fuck with us, so fuck her. She can go over there. We're gonna have fun over here. And Janet Hubert is like a Juilliard trained uh dancer, actor, all that. She's
Singer.
like, this is some
She's the
bullshit.
trifecta of greatness.
Yes. And so she's like, she's not used to being on a set with a bunch of bullshit, which all they doing is just joking around having fun, but she's used to professionalism. And on top of that, she's going through a lot of bullshit at home. So she's like, yeah, I'm not fooling with y'all. And plus, I mean, and then on top of that, because she ain't in the mind frame to be joking around and playing around and stuff like that. So she kept to herself. She didn't talk to anyone, which makes sense because when you're going through a lot, what you gonna do? Shut down. You know, you're not. It's not all jokes and games. You just want to come do your work, go home. And they weren't on that. They was on some we a family, we having fun, we doing all this type of stuff, and she's over there to the side. So of course they like, oh, she a bitch. When it came time to where they needed to like rally together against NBC to try to get everybody good pay, good contracts and whatnot. They like, oh well, she's a Debbie Downer anyway. We don't want to fool with her no way. Next, no, we're not gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? So it made in hindsight looking back on it, it made total sense. But it's just so crazy because you can kind of tell that between the first Aunt Viv and the second Aunt Viv, like the first Aunt Viv really had a story, really brought character to that role. That it was a role that had depth to it. When the second Aunt Viv was just an accessory. You know what I'm saying? She probably had one storyline the whole time. So she was very one dimensional. So it was like the whole narrative that Will Smith tried to put out there of she wanted to be Aunt Viv of Bel Air, and they was just basically like, with the second Aunt Viv, we're not gonna make that same mistake, so we're gonna make her very one dimensional. Because she was extremely an accessory. It was like, why do we even have an Aunt Viv?
That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Um,
So I mean, like hearing the stuff now and what and remembering all the episodes and the in between the two and all that kind of stuff, it makes sense.
it doesn't make
Why?
sense to me though.
But it makes like if he's the star of the show and he was really feeling like, oh, she want to be the star of the show, she wanted to be on Viva Belair. Of course, when they get a second one in, they're gonna make her a character. They're gonna make her an accessory. They're not gonna make her have a real story, have real depth, have any type of flavor to her. She was a very bland character once the second idea came. And it
Yeah.
was like, okay, we're not gonna build this character up to be that much so that we may have another problem with the second Aunt Viv that we had with the first one. Because again, nobody knew what she was going through. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that was completely on purpose how they dumbed that character down.
And now, yeah, I agree with that. That was completely on purpose. My
Yeah.
thing is, um, to me, it was an excuse that he's made. Now,
Yeah.
keeping it 100, I would have respected Will for saying this. Check this out. Shit. Uh, Viv wanted to move in a certain direction. You know how I was. Shit, I was bringing 20 niggas up to, you know what I'm saying, from Philly, bumping this shit, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing my line. Everybody knew I was counting words and doing all this shit I was doing, but I was making fucking change, my nigga. And that bitch was trying to stop me from doing, and not calling her a bitch or anything, like being on no extra. I'm just saying in the conversation, like, you
Mhm.
know, and, she was stopping me from doing that. And I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't like that. So, you know what I'm saying? I went on and just, said, hey, I talked to the, you know what I'm saying, the powers to be. The powers to be worked out a plan. She didn't want to follow by the plan, so she got X'd out. I would respect that more than him trying to downplay it like, oh, because I didn't know what you was going through. It's one of them things to say that,
Mhm.
but at that time you didn't fucking care. Because I mean,
I feel like he said it in so many words, but I get why you're
yeah,
saying he should
because
have just flat out said it.
yeah, because you didn't fucking care. Because it's one thing to be like, I was just 21 years old and I
Mhm.
didn't know no better.
Yeah.
That's a cop out.
Yeah.
Just say you just didn't fucking care.
Yeah. Yeah.
She
And
would have
that's why I said
respected
that
that
she.
more.
Yeah, and that's why I said like he said that in so many words. But I get what you're saying. Sometimes you just need to flat out be like, you know what? I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know. So I get
Because,
that.
and that's the thing, he's been hiding that for years. He's been sneaking that for years because if he'd have said that to her in 1997, and she would have been able to give her her spiel of what's going on in her with her in her life,
Hmm.
it would have been a whole different thing if he actually gave a fuck about women being abused.
Right. Right.
Because, like a case in point, I grew up like that, so I understand what that is. If I would have seen any inkling of it from her, the first thing I would have tried to do is protect her.
Hmm. Right.
You can't make that excuse if you didn't try to help. If you didn't try to help,
Hmm.
you can't make that excuse about I didn't know when it's something you grew up with. You know, I one thing I do know about people like children that grew up in abuse.
Mhm.
Oh, we're very alert about what's going on. That's one thing we get taught. We get taught to
Mhm.
keep our shit on swivel
Yeah.
because we don't never know when shit can pop off.
Yeah.
So you can't make that excuse. Not for me.
Okay.
I'm not gonna believe that, Will.
I give you that. I give you that. So you just 100% just like I don't think the nigga cared.
He just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And just say you just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause you knew what was you knew something. You didn't know everything.
Mhm.
Cause she flat out said she didn't tell everybody nothing.
Yeah.
So you didn't know everything, but you knew something.
Right. Right.
You knew something was going on, my nigga. It's a lot of times where I pull motherfuckers to the side that I give a fuck about and be like, man, what's going on? Because it's just something off. And they let me know. And the only reason why I know that is because I've been taught to keep my head on the swivel when it comes to that. Because I grew up in a abusive household.
Yeah.
So my head is always on a swivel about that. I don't. I peep that.
Yeah.
If I peep you flinch one time with your dude, I snatch you to the side like, hey man, everything cool?
Yeah.
Because that's just what I was taught. Like, do I gotta
Right.
slap this nigga? Because I do it right now in this house party.
Yeah. Yeah. I get you that. I get you that. But overall, with the reunion and with the red table talk, um, it was very, very entertaining, very insightful. Definitely a must watch.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you're a fan. Even if you're not a fan, like or a casual fan, it's it's very entertaining for you to watch. Any final thoughts?
No, not really. It is very entertaining, you know, and it's insightful,
Mm-hmm.
you know, especially when it comes to the first time vid when you watch the Red Table Talk after the reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, baby Nikki grew up to be such an ugly
Oh
grown ass man,
God.
and you know I ain't supposed to judge man, but that nigga's
Bless his
ugly as a
heart.
motherfucker.
Bless his heart.
God damn, he ugly.
And you ain't the first one that said that. Like,
Yeah, that nigga's ugly.
ooh.
Hey, man, I ain't saying I'm the best looking nigga in the world, but I look better than baby nigga. God damn,
Bless his heart.
that
Well,
nigga's ugly.
I'm glad everyone is alive and well. R.I.P. to James Avery.
R.I.P. to Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
For real.
So let's move on. Next up is the Tyson's versus Jones fight. So, the highly anticipated exhibition fight happened this past Saturday, Saturday after Thanksgiving. Um, what day was that? The 28th,
Mm-hmm.
right? They had three undercard fights, and um, the sponsor was Triller, the app Triller. That was the main sponsor. I forgot who all was on the undercard fight except for the one right before the fight, which was more entertaining than the fight itself. Um,
Was it though?
I think it was more entertaining
Because
because
he got his
of
bitch
the
ass knocked
internet.
out.
Because of the internet. You know, the internet is undefeated. You know, you go up against the internet, you will lose every time. Especially with Black Twitter. Black Twitter has they take no shorts, no losses. They have no chill. And we're gonna get these jokes off. Period, point, and blank.
That's a fact.
We're definitely gonna get these jokes off.
That's a fact.
The undercard right before was former basketball star or former NBA star, Nate Robinson
Nate,
against Jake
Jake
Paul,
Paul.
which is a big YouTube star. And
Well, let's not okay. Let's not say that he's you know what I'm saying, which
well,
is a
his
big
brother
YouTube
is a
star.
big YouTube star.
His brother is,
Yeah.
and he spent. years. Like, let's not get this twisted. He spent years training in boxing. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
so let's put it because I don't want to be that person that just shits on Nate right now. I know what I'm saying.
I'm not trying to shit on
I
it.
know you're not. I know you're not. But it's a
um,
bunch of people that don't know who this nigga Jake Paul is, and they just assume he's just a YouTuber that got lucky.
well, no, I know he's been fighting him and Logan. They both have been fighting for a while.
Yeah,
Nate Robinson, this was his first uh professional fight. He comes from basketball. I think he won the slam dunk contest
he
like 3
did.
years in a row.
Not 3 years though.
Was it? I thought it was 3 years in a row.
I don't think it was 3 years. I think it was back to back. I don't think it was
Yeah, I heard it was
3 years
3 years.
though. I can look it
Oh,
up though. I can make
yeah.
I can make sure we know the
Well,
truth.
he's a great slam dunker. We know
Great slam dunk. You sound so I don't know sports at all, ass nigga. He's a great slam dunker.
I know. I used to
I
play
heard that
ball.
it was a nigga I was fucking. He said he used to slam dunk on niggas.
I mean, I didn't see it, but hey. But yeah. So, so I think they were supposed to go 6 rounds, and
Mm-hmm.
they ended up doing 3 because Nate Robinson got knocked out, and boy did he fall. Bless his heart. Um, they had about 4 commentators. One of them being the legend Sugar Ray Leonard, but they also had Snoop Dogg as a commentator, which whoever idea that was, give him a or her a raise because Snoop Dogg is the best at commentating. He needs to have a full-time job to commentate sports, period. Like ESPN need to be on his line right now because he was amazing. Um, I think that out of the night he got the MVP. But yeah. So that was the undercard right before the main event, which was an exhibition fight. They weren't. One of the rules was that they couldn't knock out, which a
That was
lot of the
one.
commentators was like, I don't see how you can prevent that.
He did win
But,
them 3 times. Sorry, he
you
he,
did
he
one.
won three
See,
of them.
I know what I'm talking about sometimes. So, what did you think about the main event, Tyson versus Jones Jr.?
Um, I think it was. Shoot. Sorry. I think that the powers that be made it a draw because Tyson, uh, respectably, um, were trying to follow the rules that they gave him. Beat the shit out of Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
dog shit. You hear me?
Yeah.
Like, nigga, all that shit that y'all was watching at the end of the fight with this nigga Roy like holding his
Holding his
body the way he was
stomach. Yeah.
like
Them body shots, dog. I was like,
he
golly.
beat the real fuck out of this nigga Roy Jones. And the only
Yeah.
reason why I say that is because I remember one time I seen a OG nigga fight another OG nigga, and it didn't look like one of the OGs won, like because one OG was just giving him straight face shots, but this nigga was eating this shit like it was Sunday motherfucking dinner. You hear me? And he was like beating the dog shit out this nigga's body. Now anybody else and anybody watching this would have been like, oh shit, well OGA won because he had OGB leaking and shit. Uh, OGB the next day face was fine. out and about, chilling. Nigga, he went and bought like 12 steaks. Nigga, like for the niggas that he fucked with in the hood, he ordered a bunch of shit. Like we had a full ass barbecue. OGA didn't come out the house for 3 days. Real shit. He didn't come out the house for 3 days. And when he finally came out, he flat out gave OGB his flowers. He said, I ain't never got hit that hard in my motherfucking life. And I couldn't get up. He said, every time I stood up on my feet, I felt like I had to go take a shit. That's how hard that nigga hit him for 3 days straight.
Hit them intestines.
He hit him in his body so hard, constantly, that every time OGA stood up out of the bed, he felt like he had to go take a shit. He said he ain't never been hit that hard in his life, and he hopes to never get hit like that again.
Right, that doesn't sound fun.
But like, let the hood tell it. They like, oh yeah, OGA beat OGB ass. I'm telling you to to the internet world, that ain't what happened. And that's what Mike was doing. When Mike, that whole time Mike was talking for these past 3 months, saying, I'm backhanded. I'm learning to be. I'm just an animal. I just get that. And yeah, I just eat this. And I just go in there and I want to tear up shit. This is what he was on. He really beat the shit out of him. The thing was, he tried to stay true to the rules and not hit Roy in the face. If he would have just been like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do me,
he would have knocked him out first round.
First round, he would have killed him. Yeah. He would have destroyed Roy. Yeah. And Roy know that shit. All that bullshit trickery, chicken coop shit Roy was trying, Mike was really this like hunting him. Like if you watch those rounds, he was just hunting every time he seen an open space, and he was tagging him every time.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I always knew Mike was gonna win, but I didn't want to not root for Roy.
You can't count Roy out.
Yeah, like we all know Roy is an awesome fighter, but this is Iron Mike we talking about. This is a motherfucker that was knocking motherfuckers out first round within 30 seconds. You know, that was his thing for a minute, you know? So
at 18.
Yeah. And then after he got his license back from fighting Holyfield, that's what he was doing when he came back. He was just knocking motherfuckers out within the 30 seconds. You know, they didn't even get an opportunity to touch him. And on top of that, we just gotta put a whole lot more respect on his name. Like he has not fought professionally for 15 years.
15 years.
And he lost 100 pounds for this fight.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's 3 years older than Jones. He's 54. Jones is 51. Jones ain't fought in 3 years professionally. And godly. But respect to both of them for even
respect.
For even doing it and just getting back in the ring. Because I'm sure when they bowed out, they was probably like, fuck this shit, I'm never going back. And they did it again. And they want to go back.
Roy just talking shit. Mike want to go back.
Mike want to go back.
Roy ain't never fighting again. You hear me? Roy gonna be like, man, fuck what y'all talking about.
So, who do you think Tyson should fight if he does another exhibition fight? If Jones ain't gonna do it,
James Toney.
I have no idea.
I think if for Mike, if you're just gonna go because that was a display of power, like dummy down. Mm-hmm. Mike wanted to hit him harder, and he just couldn't. Yeah. James Toney is a dude that hits hard as fuck. He's older now. He's fighting, picked up a lot more weight. He probably ain't gonna swing it like he used to when he was a fucking contender. But he still hits hard. That's the shit that Mike wants. Mike wants somebody to get him in the level that he felt when he was 18, 19, 20 years old. That potentially, you know what I'm saying, if I'm slipping on my game, they can knock me out.
Mhm.
You know, Mike didn't fight no fucking bullshit ass niggas. Mike
Mhm.
fought motherfuckers who was contenders.
Mhm.
You know, and so I think if he's gonna continue to do this, he gotta go. You gotta go, James Tony.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to Google who that is.
Google who he is. Watch
And
his
then
fights.
also he's trying to start that league, I guess is what you would call it, where people pretty much come out of retirement in
Yeah,
their respective sport. And I think that's a pretty cool idea. That's kind of what Ice Cube was doing with the Big Three, was that was specifically
hmm
basketball. So I think that's a pretty cool idea. So, you know,
and then
um,
Mike can pull it off because
yeah,
Mike got way more revenue coming in.
right, right, right,
That
right.
dispensary alone, they say make what 500,000 every 3 days.
Oh shit, yeah, yeah. So
He make money hand over
yeah,
fist, my nigga. God damn.
yeah. So best of luck to him. Um, so they also had French Montana, Wiz Khalifa. French Montana was with Sway Lee, Wiz Khalifa, YG, and Snoop perform. So what did you think about the performances?
I didn't watch any of those shits,
You did?
so I'm not even gonna act like that.
Wow.
I I didn't watch the fights that night. I happened to just I watched them shits the next day. Um, through my dude's he doesn't have a fire stick. He has some little media box.
Uh-huh.
So I watched the fights through the media box. I didn't.
Okay.
I fast forwarded through all the other bullshit. I just wanted to see the
You just
fights.
want to see the fight. Okay. All right. I watched it live, and the only one I didn't get to see was French Montana because we left. Made it run right quick. So everybody else, I enjoyed all of it. I feel like Triller is on to something with this, because one, we're in quarantine. We're not going to concerts or anything like that. So we're not going to boxing matches either.
Facts,
You know what I'm saying? So
facts.
I feel like putting them both together was a genius idea, and then allowing it to be streamed, and then and they did not up the charge for an average fight, because like an average fight pre-COVID was $50,
hmm
and that's how much they charge. So I felt like it was a genius idea. All the performances were good. You know, um, Snoop always is entertaining. And it was like a twofer because Lil Wayne was supposed to perform, but he backed out at the last minute. So we got Snoop commentating and performing, so that was dope. Um,
He backed out because
he went to his daughter's birthday party.
yeah,
So, I mean, it's a good
there's a
reason, but
legit
it's a
reason.
legit reason. However, your daughter's birthday has been the same day for 22 years. Why would you sign on to do this when you know your daughter's birthday coming? And they threw a big party, so I know it wasn't last minute. Like that's the part I didn't understand. But whatever, we got Snoop.
Yeah,
You know, we
whatever.
got Snoop.
We
So
digress.
all right. So I feel like that was it was a very entertaining Saturday evening. Next up. So initially we were gonna talk about Outcast and the 20th anniversary of Stankonia.
Stay on ya.
That was pre-planned prior to the comments that Young Thug made in
Right,
regards to Andre 3000.
right.
So we're just gonna talk about them both. um, Young Thug went on Ti's podcast expeditiously and made some comments that us as the black community, or us as the music lover community. Just can't rock with.
Me as
And
being the spokesperson and the delegate of bullshit niggas. That nigga was lying.
oh, he's 100%
That's
lying.
it.
Okay, so the thing is that he went on to the podcast and he said that he cannot sing two Andre 3000 songs and that he just ain't really that much of a fan.
Motherfucking lie.
However, people were pissed about it. They even had Andre 3000 trending on Twitter because we was all in an uproar in regards to these ridiculous comments that Young Thug made. And people pulled receipts of Young Thug in a jacket at one of them years hip hop awards. I want to say it was 2016, where on the back of his jacket it said something about Andre 3000. I forgot exactly what it said, but it said something about Andre 3000 on the back of his jacket. So you know who he is and you're a fan. And on top of that, you're from Atlanta. Like you're from Stankonia. What the hell? You're an AT alien. Like what the hell? And you're a rapper. How do you come up in the rap game behind legends that are outcasts and you can't sing two Andre 3000 songs? Like it just clearly doesn't make sense to me why you feel like that was appropriate to say, even if it's true. Don't say it out loud.
It's not true though.
But even if it was true, don't say it out loud. You sound ridiculous saying some ignorant shit like that. So, yeah. Huh. What are your thoughts?
Young Thug, my guy, my nigga. Young Thug is a very talented rapper. Young Thug is a up and coming entrepreneur. Young Thug is a pretty good producer. Uh, Young Thug is a habitual liar. I just can't look past it. Like, I swear to God, I swear to God, I never. Oh, I swear to nigga, for
God
you
strike you
to be
down.
from Atlanta and say you never heard of bombs over Baghdad is an insult to anybody in Atlanta. For you being from Atlanta and say you never heard of Hey Y'all is an insult to Atlanta. For you to be from Atlanta and say you never heard of
So
Southern
fresh.
Playalistic Cadillac
Yes.
music, funky
Yes.
music, is an insult to Atlanta. You don't have to do that. Because even if you said I didn't like those niggas,
Which that's a
you
lie.
you could have just said that and I would have had way more respect to you than say I've never heard of them. I never listened to any of their music. Yes, you did. Your mother cleaned house to their music.
There's
Nigga,
no
they
way.
had for before we really start going to back into the soul music, where like a lot of soulful artists, like the Temptations and all that, and our generation, my generation. Before we start doing that, Outkast had a Christmas song that we bumped.
Ooh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Like, don't do that, my nigga. Don't. My mama know that Christmas song. My
Yeah.
mama's a Jehovah Witness.
But this is the thing, like you are a descendant of Andre 3000. Like if Andre 3000 did not come out the way that he did and transform the way that we looked at rappers and their swag and whatnot, and he was not able, and if he wasn't able to come out that way, you would not be able to get out here and wear dresses and purses and stuff like that the way that you do. You know what I'm saying? Because we was not necessarily here for that stuff. until Andre 3000 just went on and put that shit out there and rap. You know what I'm saying? Like we saw the shit with the Parliament, and Sly and the Family Stone. They was dressing abstract and stuff like that, but Andre 3000 brought that to rap. And if it wasn't for him to do that, you wouldn't be able to do what you do. So you're a direct descendant of him. So the fact that you're gonna sit up there and say that you can't sing two Andre 3000 songs, what type of response did you think that you was going to get by saying something ridiculously asinine as that? Like, I wouldn't have even like. Why did you even say that? Like, oh my god. Like, I guess there's no such thing as bad publicity, so maybe that's why he said it. But that was just ridiculous. So to move on, so to give like as you say, to give them their flowers while they're still alive. Going back to Stankonia, 20. It's been 20 years since Stankonia. So, um, what is your favorite song off Stankonia?
Oh, can I see the playlist?
Sure. So let's read this off. So we have the intro, Gasoline Dreams, I'm Cool, So Fresh, So Clean, Miss Jackson, Snapping and Trapping, DF,
The DF interlude is funny as fuck.
yeah, Spaghetti Junction, Kim and Cookie, I Call Before I Come,
That is a
B.O.B.,
classic.
Explosion, Good Hair, We Love These Hoes, Humble Mumble, Drinking Again, question mark, Red Velvet, Cruising in the ATL, Gangsta Shit, Toilet Tisha,
Politician was hard.
yeah, Slum Beautiful, Prenup, and Stankonia Stank Love.
Oh, oh.
Let's just start off by the fact that this album was so abstract when it first came out. It was something that nobody had heard.
Let's talk about how beautiful the whole album is in a
Yes,
whole.
it flowed very nicely together.
Oh my God.
And I just love how they as a collective, the Dungeon family is just like awesome just as a collective.
Okay. Oh shit, this is
But
so hard.
specifically Outcast, them two together is like a match made in heaven. They complement each other very well.
That's so it's so
But
hard
it
to.
is. It is.
Okay, okay. So I gotta pick just one.
You don't have to pick just one. I know initially back when the album first came out, it was I Call Before I Come for me.
You were a chip off the fucking over. I swear. Because if you said I had to pick one, I would have
Yeah,
had to pick I Call Before I Come.
yeah, yeah. Because that's just so real life.
It was yes, and
Like literally, I
it's so
call before I
melodic. The
come.
line is so
Yeah.
melodic. The beat is so melodic. It's almost like if you cut the chorus out and just listen
Hmm.
to like the beat of it.
Yeah.
I come,
Before I
the
come.
the beat is so
Yeah.
melodic. You cannot hate
Right.
that.
Right. And I just love the chorus because the chorus is so true. Like, don't pop over at my motherfucking house.
Don't yes.
Call before you come. But I love how they like, I call before I come.
Mm-hmm.
I won't just pop over out the blue.
Ooh, hey,
I hope that you do too.
hey,
Yeah. Just
listen.
how.
So yeah, okay, okay. So we agree is if
Yeah.
we just had to go with one,
Yeah.
it would be okay, okay, okay. So that'd be number 10.
The next one, uh, I would say We Love These Hoes.
We love these hoes was good.
Yeah. I like We Love These Hoes. And because I like We Love These Hoes, That's what made me like Humble Mumble.
Humble, humble mumbles.
Because
Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
because
okay,
Humble Mumble
okay.
comes on right after.
Yeah,
So if you're not quick to try to skip or play it again, then it'll play.
humble
Yeah.
mumble was cool.
So that's what made me like Humble Mumble. Um, what else? Stank Love is
I was about
freaking
to say my second
amazing.
is Stank Love.
Yeah.
It's just something
Yeah.
about that being the last song, but
Hmm.
that being such a dope ass
Yes.
song.
And have you ever listened to that song with somebody that got some beat in their car?
Yeah, hey, what the fuck?
Yes. The
Uh,
way that the way that
Hey,
it makes you feel, literally, that beat makes you feel amazing. Because back when that album came out, I had beat in my car, so I used to play it extremely loud and let myself get engulfed in the beat.
shout out to my cousin Weedy. My cousin Weedy is a big boy fan, and like before everybody used to talk about their top five, my cousin Weedy used to say Big Boy was one of the best rappers he ever heard.
Mhm.
And he used to slap everything Outkast ever fucking
Yeah.
popped. I'm talking about when I say everything, I mean every motherfucking thing from the Dungeon Family shit to the fucking Christmas song to every fucking album they ever had. Like the Love Below did not get played in his fucking car. You know what got played?
Speaker box.
Speaker box on full blast
I love that.
every day. And
I
I
love
ain't
that.
even mad at him
Right.
because him single handedly always bumping speaker box made me realize that Big Boy was actually a real dope ass
Yeah.
lyricist.
I've always appreciated Big Boy, and I used to low key get annoyed that people weren't giving Big Boy his flowers because yes, we know 3 Sacks is amazing, but let's not sleep and let's not sneeze at Big Boy. Like Big Boy is
You can't
fucking
sleep on him,
awesome.
but I ain't even gonna lie. It took me. It really did take speaker box for me to realize it. Like, cause I knew he was good,
Hmm.
but speaker box let me know that like he is legitimately at that time
Hmm.
one of the illest MCs out there. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like he like lyric wise, speaker box, Big
yeah,
Boy was amazing. Like
yeah.
he was really untouched. Like a lot of people sleep on him because of the beats he chose.
Hmm. And because Andre is just so abstract that you're gonna gravitate to him before you gravitate to Big Boy. So I get it, but it just used to be low key annoying because honestly, Speaker Box a Level Low, I gravitated towards Speaker Box more at first. When I first got the album, listened to it all the way through. When I was time to play it back, I played back Speaker Box before I went and played back the Love Below. I love them both, but that's what I did, because I really do like Big Boy, and like I said, I used to get low key annoyed when people weren't giving him his flowers or his just due. So
I ain't, I
but
I
I
I
mean I
want to
love him
say I
as a
did that,
collective.
but I'm lying because
Yeah.
I was such a weird ass nerd nigga. That Love Below shit hit me in my fucking
Oh
cornerstone
yeah.
so hard. All I did was bump that shit.
The Love Below is
Huh.
amazing.
Oh,
But
when
we
I
but we're not
heard
talking about Love Below.
when I heard certain shit from the speaker box,
Yeah.
it was dope, but this certain shit from the Love Below, like She Lives in My Lap.
Yeah.
Huh, I used to play that so much my mama thought it was something wrong. My mama was like,
Forever
"Who
my
hurt you?
fiance.
Who
Yeah.
hurt you?" And I'm like, "It's just my favorite fucking
Yeah,
song."
yeah,
Like
yeah.
real shit. It was
That was your favorite song off the Love Below?
that was my favorite fucking song. To this day, I know that song word for word. And then come on, I love Rosario Dawson for being on that shit. Like everything about that song to me was fucking dope.
Yeah. 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 That is a good one.
I never forget,
Yeah.
man. I was going to Job Corps at the time when the Love Below came out. I play She Lives in My Lap every fucking day. My nigga Marvin Shepard will tell you this shit. And he'll be like, man, that nigga never took that CD out. This is how old this was. I listened to CDs back then, my nigga.
Yeah, I had to see these too.
Marvin Shepard, my roommate, be like, man, listen, we listen to everything. Everything you can think of, from rock music to Theist Nation.
Mm-hmm.
But when it was just me and my vibe,
It's
he
the
knew
love
what
below.
song I was playing.
Yeah.
And he knew that song was going to be played at least 4 times.
Yeah. But I mean,
Forever my Beyonce. Hey,
those that's what makes this whole Young Thug situation even more irritating because those are classic albums, you know what I'm saying? And and you're from Atlanta, like damn. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? Like, but anyway, I digress. Stank on you. Happy 20th anniversary to you. You know,
Y'all deserve it.
they
Yeah,
definitely
and
deserve it.
Stank, oh, man, listen. Everything about Stank on You was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
From the interludes to everything, you have your opinions about the songs, and every last one of them was on point. That's
Yeah.
one thing about Outkast was they were so different from your norm because they were two niggas that knew each other but were so different,
Mm-hmm.
and they learned how to make that gel.
Mm-hmm.
That's what make Outkast one of the best groups that ever came out of any fucking genre of music,
Yeah.
as a band,
Right.
because they were actually able to gel and be different at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made them excel from where they is now. Like, I remember watching one documentary when they said the Love Below and Speaker Box let the world know that Andre 3000 was a great producer,
Mm-hmm.
but it also let the world know that Big Boy was a great lyricist. Like real shit. Like um we look at it as a total opposite. We look at it like, oh my God, Andre shit was hitting it. He was just hitting everything. His lyricism was this and that. We're looking at it like that. But people that really, really listen to rap music, they'll tell you it solidified. Andre 3000 is a great producer because he produced everything on that album, and it solidified Big Boy as a great lyricist because not only he was already known as a great producer. Like, let's not get this twisted. Before this, he was before the Love Below and before Speaker Box. Big Boy was already producing the shit out of their music.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing a lot of the production. He became a fucking lyricist with Speaker Box. That the world known started recognizing him as a real life lyricist. And if you go back to Speaker Box and listen to it now, you would know what the world was talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was phenomenal on that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. He definitely was. He definitely was. Just Outcast period is just amazing. They've been amazing since Southern Playlist to Cadillac Music. And they were amazing all the way up until Speaker Box a Love Below. And they're amazing apart and they're amazing together and they're just amazing, period.
And they should do another
And they
album.
should do another album and another tour. And I would greatly appreciate it. But we'll see
Andre
if
just
that
feel like he
happens.
doesn't have to make it. And shout out to Andre 3000 for making a lot of great business moves to say,
Hmm.
I don't have to make music anymore.
Right. Neither one of them, you know.
Big Boy still does.
He still does, we don't have to.
He does, and that's why it doesn't really get any because he doesn't have. It's
Yeah.
not the love. And I ain't saying he doesn't love to make music anymore, but it ain't the same feel, and he knows that.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't really trip off of,
Hmm.
trying to get a major deal with what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, last thing that we're going to talk about is we're going to go on ahead and run into the section that we like to call dissecting the song. I don't know if we're going to stick with that name, but that's what we're going to call it today. Um, the
I'm gonna just
song,
call it the fucked up song of the week.
oh, that too. So, the song that we're going to talk about this episode is a song by The Weeknd that was on his EP he put out in 2018 called My Dear Melancholy.
Mm-hmm.
And the song is called I Was Never There. If you never heard the song before, you may have heard this song sampled in another song because it was on Meek Mill's album Champions. That last song on that album. What was the last song on that album? Cold Hearted 2. They sampled I wish
They
or I
sampled the
was never
beginning of
there.
that song,
They
right?
sampled the end of it.
The end of it.
Uh-huh.
That,
I'll play it. At the very end.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here. This is Cold Hearted 2. If I
Yeah.
that's the sample. So I'll play a little snippet of the song and you guys can go listen to the song on your own. But it's a dope song. I play the song on repeat. Like I don't know what that says about me, but that's what I
That's what I was gonna. I was really about to be like, hey man, what are you really going through in life?
No, I'm just gonna forward to you.
I think he should have just chopped that shit up.
This
He should have went full Texas when he did that.
is the better part of the song.
It
Don't judge my life.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
Okay, so oh shoot, so what were your first thoughts when I sent you this song?
Well, I never heard the song until you sent it to me. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
Yeah.
Um, So I said, okay, let me listen to this song. And so um you really do it's one of them songs where you really have to listen to it
Mhm.
to like get the gist of it. Because when I first was listening to it, I was listening to the beginning of it and I'm listening to certain things he was saying, but I really wasn't feeling it. I was like, I mean, not feeling it like that because I thought it was a dope song
Mhm.
because the beginning of it just made me listen to
Yeah.
it. When I pulled up the lyrics, uh, it's one of them things like I start thinking about when I was a young kid uh going to the Kingdom Hall with my mother and the brother that was preaching would say you know really pay attention to the songs you listen to because those the beat of a song will beat you to death. I was so caught up
Mm.
to listening to
That's a
the
bar.
yeah, I was so caught up in listening to the beat that I wasn't listening to the lyrics. And when I read the lyrics, I was like, oh shit, this nigga's going through some shit.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I started really relating to what the fuck he was saying. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I
Yeah.
felt that too.
Yeah.
I've been I've been in a toxic relationship, my nigga.
Yeah.
I've been there. Yeah,
Yeah.
this shit is hard. You do too much.
Yeah.
You give your all there, like, and then you realize that it's toxic,
Mhm.
but but you almost I guess typecast yourself in. This is what I'm used to, though.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. This song is really fucked
Yes, I
up.
told y'all the fucked up song for the week.
Yeah. So let's go through the lyrics. So the first verse is what makes a grown man want to cry? Cry, 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 cry. What makes him want to take his life? Yeah. His happiness is never real. Real, 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 real. And mindless sex is how he feels. Oh, he heals. Thoughts?
I mean, I don't know what it's one of them things. I don't know what you want me to say. For real, it really does. As far as a man's perspective on that,
Mhm.
um, I feel like it came from a depressed moment, and when you're in a depressed moment, especially about a relationship,
Mhm.
like yeah, mindless sex, this full blown on I don't give a fuck about who this person is. Sex really does it really does heal. It takes it's like um I remember my nasty aunties used to be like the only way to get over a man is to get under another one.
Mhm.
But the same rules apply to a man too. The only way
Yeah.
to get over a woman is to get under another.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I know what I'm saying. It's just one of them that I understood everything he was saying.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. It's like he doesn't necessarily want to feel what he's going through. So
Yeah,
he's just not. He's just refusing. And he's just gonna go fuck a bunch
he just
of people that he don't care about because that's how because he wants to feel better physically,
yes.
you know. So yeah. So the chorus is when it's time, when it's time, when it's time. It
It
won't
won't matter.
matter. It don't matter.
It don't
It won't matter.
matter
Matter. When it's time, when it's time, when
when
it's
it's
time,
time.
time, it's time, babe. It won't matter. It won't matter, babe. It won't matter. Yeah. It was like he was never there. It was like he was never there. It was like he was gone in thin air. Oh, when it's time, when it's time, when it's time. Oh, baby. It won't matter. It won't matter,
It
baby.
won't
It won't matter.
matter.
And then the post chorus, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. So then they have the interlude, and I'm not gonna do that either. So then we get to the bridge. Oh, now I know what love is, and I know it ain't you for sure. You rather something toxic. So I poison myself again, till I feel nothing in my soul. I'm on the edge of something breaking. I feel my mind is slowly fading. If I keep going, I won't make it. If I keep going, I won't make it. And it's all because of you. 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 Whoa, whoa. Don't, don't you, baby? Hey, it won't matter, baby. Don't you know? Don't you know? Oh no.
Don't you know? Don't you know?
Don't you know? Yeah. So, yeah, this song hurts. It really hurts. He said, "You'd rather something toxic, so I'll poison myself again till I feel nothing in my soul." That shit hurts.
Yeah, that's a terrible fucking feeling, man.
Yeah, yeah. I try to be what you need, but you want something fucked up, so I'm gonna be fucked up.
I mean, but as I listen to it, it's not teaching her a lesson. He's just self sabotaging.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah,
whole song is about self sabotage
right.
because of what's been done to you.
Hmm.
That's how I looked at it. Like, when it's all said and done, it's hurt people.
Yeah,
So because he was hurt by somebody, like for the remainder, he felt like that was the way to get back at her is to hurt other bitches.
yeah,
You know, and it's because of you.
yeah.
You know,
Like this is all your fault.
yeah. So when she comes to it, like, damn it, nigga, did you do that to Pam? Yeah, bitch, I did. Did you think about Pam when you did that shit to me?
Right,
Like that's the shit. You know what
right.
I'm saying? That's the shit he was on.
Yeah.
Which I understand because every nigga that been there. It's
Hmm.
just like certain niggas handle it different ways.
Hmm.
Um, because uh, I'll when it's all said and done, all jokes aside, every nigga at one point in his life, just one. Some of you niggas like y'all carry it on, but every nigga at one point of his life had a tender dick moment.
Define tender dick moment.
Tender dick means
I thought they all
well,
were
a tender
tender.
a tender dick moment means that you really go super soft and when it comes to a woman, like you do some shit that's regrettable or some shit that that ain't even in your caliber. You have that it either for the good or the bad. Some tender dick moments will be a nigga trying to square off on a nigga he know he's shitting for a bitch. Another tender dick moment would be a nigga, know what I'm saying, crying over a bitch, knowing that bitch wasn't his. Another tender dick moment would be uh, a nigga hurting another bitch because of some shit that he felt from another bitch. Like every nigga's been through a tender dick moment. It's you bird ass niggas that continue to have tender dick moments. Cause you only supposed to have them once before you snap into reality. Like, you know what? No, that ain't reality. If you continue to have tender dick moments, my nigga, if you continue If you forever is a tender dick nigga, I don't have no words for you because that's just something you ain't supposed to get to. If you one of them niggas that forever think, I always gotta fight to prove my love, nigga, it's you. You're dating whores and you should back up. You should back up and reevaluate your life, my nigga. It ain't them bitches because them bitches gonna do them. They been the same way. You just think you can change one of them hoes and it's not happening. Stop having a tender dick moment.
Oh
Stop being a tender dick and move on.
they all were tender.
No, no, no. Look, look, hold on, nasty. You are nasty, man. I'm telling mama, you are nasty. I thought they all was tender. What the fuck type of shit was that?
Hey.
They all tender around me. Man, what the fuck type of gross ass shit you on?
Tender.
What
Tender.
was that song? Tender love. Love so tender. You boozy as fuck.
Tender love. Hey. Tender.
Oh no. No. So, all right. Disclaimer. She lightweight dogged the shit out of a lot of you niggas.
No, I have not. I've been
She did.
on my best
She said,
behavior.
I thought all of them was tender. Basically, she said, a lot of you niggas she fucked with was soft as fuck. Oh my gosh, she just shit on you niggas.
I'm talking about the actual, you know what?
You know what? No, let's go there, Dr. Ruth. You talking about the actual what?
I don't know.
I was talking about the actual dick. I thought it was.
I thought they all were tender.
No.
Because if you hit somebody there, they're gonna be like, oh my god, my baby.
No. When we say tender dick, we mean them niggas that sucker for love.
That's
like
why I
the minute they
definition.
dip into the vagina, they feel like that vagina is theirs and they stake claim. It ain't like that, man.
That's why I needed the definition.
Yeah, like yeah, we ain't all tender dick. Like yeah, if you slap us in the dick, yeah, we gonna feel it. But that ain't got nothing to do with tender dick. Got something to do with you think because you fuck, you can know what I'm saying. You can lay rules down, or you can dictate what's going on in this bitch life or in your life when it comes to that bitch. You being super tender dick right now.
That's a negative.
You can't. Because I know some bitches that'll fuck you and then act like they don't know you in front of your mama's house. You hear me? They'll be like, what? Nigga, who?
Duh.
So you just gonna forget what we did?
What
did we? I didn't even have to say it.
I don't know you,
I didn't even have to say it.
I don't know you.
So get out your feelings and stop. Those niggas that be tripping off that shit. Them type of niggas that be like, nah, don't fuck with that bitch. That bitch is slut. No, she not. She just stopped fucking with you.
Yeah.
Like,
whatever you want me to be, I'll be that. But what we not gonna do is that.
You had tender dick, man. Women know tender dick. I had one instance when I was a tender dick, and you know what happened? I had a bitch that I know what I'm saying that I ended up fucking with, and she was like, "Stop being on that hoe ass shit, cause that ain't you." And I changed up, real shit. I was like, "Damn, you know what? You sure right." She's like, "Yeah, that just looks soft on you. That ain't what I remember you as being." I was tender dick. I'm like, "Why she don't love me? Why can't we still be a family?" And I had to fuck her. I was fucking another bitch with that was like, nigga, why are you doing all that shit for that bitch? Like, why? You over here getting pussy anytime you want. Why are you tripping off that bitch? And I said, damn, you sure right. I had one tender dick moment and I changed my life after that shit.
Changed my life.
She ain't shit, but for real though. For real. Because once you get enlightened that you being a tender dick nigga, you gotta switch up. If you don't switch up, that's just something that's in you for real. She seen that it wasn't me. And then I had to see that, nah, that ain't naturally how I act. So, you know what I'm saying, I switched up, but a lot of you niggas are still being tender dick because a lot of y'all just birthed with that guy that giving curse of being a tender dick nigga. Nah, see, I was just doing it off mental emotions. I wasn't doing it off of physically who I was. When I realized that physically that wasn't what I was never a tender dick nigga again. To this day, my girl be like, "You hard. Why do you got to do this?" And I love my girl to death, but I bet you I won't be a tender dick nigga for her. She'd be like, I'ma go and move, or I'm dating this nigga." I'm gonna be like, "Cause I ain't gonna do nothing but shit. Take a shower and jack off in the tub. Like I don't give a fuck. Like either any given way, I'ma still have to learn to be me and adapt past you. That's what it all. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. A tender dick nigga doesn't know how to move past you.
So, would you think that the person in this song is having a tender dick moment?
Yes,
Okay.
he was at first, but that tender dick moment became depression.
Mhm.
And then that tender dick moment.
So, is there a fine line between the two?
It's no, it's a thin line between the two because you
What did I
can't.
say?
You said a fine line.
Okay.
Because you can find yourself in a tender dick moment and get very, very depressed and stop knowing the self awareness of you. You can become very I guess insecure being
Mm.
being a tender dick nigga. Like a tender dick nigga can make you very insecure and then can bring depression. And I think that's what happened in that song. Because she made him a tender dick nigga, he became very insecure about himself.
Yeah.
And then he started spewing that into other people,
Yeah.
or other or bitches he was fucking.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
And he was self medicating and all that. Just on
yeah,
a road of self destruction. All because of this raggedy bitch.
y'all done been there. Sometimes they don't even be raggedy bitches. They just don't be the bitch for you. I ain't saying that in my case. I don't, but that's a whole another genre. What I'm saying is sometimes she don't be a raggedy bitch. She just not the bitch for you.
She a raggedy bitch for him.
Yeah, she was a raggedy bitch for him, or she just wasn't in his caliber, or he wasn't in her caliber, and it made him depressed. She brought his insecurities out basically, and his insecurities spewed onto different relationships because of her.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you gotta go with what's in your league, bro. If you look at yourself and be like, damn, she out of my league, my nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You probably don't want to, you know what I'm saying, swing that bat right there, man.
Yeah.
Because that one time you might hit a home run, then next time you just catching fly balls. You just trying to stay on her surface. You ain't Babe Ruth. You ain't knocking that out the park all the time. So you got to be aware of that, or you might turn into a tender dick ass nigga. And some of them tender dick ass niggas shoot the club up. It's one of them things. It be some tender dick ass niggas you could be like that nigga soft, he ain't gonna do nothing, and then it be that one tender dick ass nigga that just shoot up bobs, and you be like, fuck, what the fuck? Because that's just the mood he was in. So be aware of your tender dickness, and also keep your head on the swivel when it comes to other niggas tender dickness. It's like, because if a bitch tell you, you know, uh, she got a dude, and every time she talks to you is only when she's at work, you probably need to stop talking to that bitch. Because if that nigga get wind that she's talking to somebody else, he's gonna air your shit out. And probably ain't gonna come to you as a man, but he gonna shoot the shit out your house. So hopefully you still don't stay with your mama, because you don't want your mama dumping, falling over, you know what I'm saying, furniture over bullets and shit from a bitch you ain't fucked yet.
That would suck. That definitely would
That's
suck. So
those are just case scenarios
yeah.
I done seen in my life. My mama ain't never had to jump over no bullet for no, you know what I'm saying, for no bitch. I was trying to fuck, and that nigga was tender dick. None
Well,
of that. My mama did have to check a bitch though, because a nigga was tender dick and, you know what I'm saying, had his bitch try to confront me by talking to my mama. That's a whole nother story.
ooh.
And my mama checked the shit out that bitch and called me like, don't you ever have these hoes fucked up like that?
Oh wow.
It's a whole
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
scenario for real though.
We need to table that
Yeah, we can get on
that
that.
story.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about it. That shit was massively crazy. I should have my mama get on the show and talk about that shit. That shit was crazy. That bitch came to my mama.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. The nerve.
the nerve.
The nerve. That
You
is
know, the only thing my mama told real shit. I can call my mama right now. I'm gonna put mama on the show, and I'm gonna call her on the show. You know what my mama told her?
what?
Was it good? She
Oh
said,
wow.
yes, ma'am. She said, get off my phone. I call my mama right now. My mama straight up asked me, like, you doing all this? You got this dude trip. Was it good? Yes, ma'am, it was good. Get off my phone.
Right.
Don't call me because my son gave you some good dick in your dude, man.
Right. Just the nerve. Oh
The
my god.
nerve of you calling me
Right.
because
What you
my
want me
son
to
gave you
do?
good dick and your dude mad about it.
Right. And you want me to do what now?
She wanted my mama to speak some sense into me, to make me start talking to her so she can leave her dude. Real shit. My mama tell you the
Oh
whole spiel.
wow. The That's when you ain't got no more options. You like fuck it. Let me call this nigga mama.
Let me call this nigga mama.
Wow. So on that note, this does conclude another episode of the Ish We Talk. Um, have any final thoughts? Jerry's final thought.
Jerry's final thoughts. This ain't got nothing to do with, the tender dick shit we, you know what I'm saying, we was just talking about. Uh I'm gonna say my final thought is this. We've all went through this past election. We seen what happened. We At the end of the day, we know that uh President Biden and Vice President Harris is the ones that's gonna eventually take over in 2021. I want everybody, Republican or Democrat, to understand that it doesn't stop with them. We have people in the Senate. We have people in our city, people in the chambers of government that still need the votes that need to, you know what I'm saying, that we actually do have a real good part in. I want y'all to focus on that. And if y'all really do want change, like, you know what I'm saying, like everybody talks from Democrat to Republic, let's make it happen, and let's do it on a equal playing field, and excuse me, a playing field where we can both see each other's differences and in each other's uh I guess uh willingness to the separation. Black, white, brown, purple, whatever you want to be. And America today, we're so fucked up with racism and everybody trying to class each other or one up each other as far as class. Uh, we need equality on something. So let's not try. Why not try to make it happen with our government? And that'll only happen if we do it together. So that'll be my final thought because I know everybody had their own reserves about everything that's been going on for these past couple months or these past 4 years.
Mhm.
We have a chance to actually set a different change in a different climate as far as Democrats and Republicans.
Mhm.
And my whole spiel, I'm not a Democrat nor a Republican, and I tell everybody if we want to make a difference, we supposed to burn that bitch down. But if we're not gonna make that happen, let's Democrats and Republicans let's get to an understanding where we can actually build the change that we both want. Because it can actually happen. We just got to stop smelling nose in our own asses and trying to say that we're better than the other party. Because that's what the fuck it's about. And I don't understand we got so many fucking different lanes of everybody when it comes to gender and just race. How is it only two departments of a government that's trying to tell you what to do? So because it's that, we need to learn how to assimilate into that and make it work for all of us. So in these next 4 years, let's not try to dwell on whatever the fuck Biden did in the past or Miss Harris did in the past, because that's the president and Madam Vice President. Let's work on their cabinet, the people that's under them, and let's try to make it work for our benefit, y'all. That's it. That's all.
Well said.
That's how we're all gonna be able to grow past it.
Very well said. I have nothing to add to it. We'll see you guys next week.
Mm. Feel my Gilly shit right.